Hey there, everybody. Welcome back for another episode of the Build Your Copywriting Business podcast. Hello, friends.
Hello, hello.
Hi,
Hello.
good to be here.
Hello. Very good to have you here. As always, I have my sensational co-host, Kate Sitars. Hello, Kate.
Hello, hello.
Hello, hello. And we have the pleasure of sitting down with copywriter extraordinaire, CCA student, all-around fabulous person, Martin Adam Harris. Hello, Martin.
Hi, nice to meet you in person
I
and both
know.
of you. Exciting to be here.
Oh, the excitement and pleasure is entirely ours. Thank you for sitting down with us. Yes.
No problem at all.
So, as we often say, the best place to start is usually the beginning. Since you are now talking to us, we were just saying that you had done some copywriting work just this morning, but let's rewind all the way back to the beginning. What is your background, and then how did you decide to get into copywriting?
My background, I was a police officer for 15 years.
Really?
Yeah. And I started off loving it. And then, after 15 years, I wanted my life back and I wanted my mental health back because both of them were taking a hit. So after 15 years of that, I came out of that and I knew that I wanted to do something self-employed. And I started doing car sales. So I'd buy cars at auction. I've always been interested in cars. Nothing special, not classics or anything exciting like that. But I'd just buy them at auction and then sell them on, like, hopefully for a profit. And I did that for a few years. And then I just started thinking I need to test my brain more and use my brain more. So again, I knew I wanted to be self-employed. I knew I wanted to manage my own time and all the benefits that come with that. So I started thinking about what I might be able to do. Didn't really have any ideas. So I was going through a job website, just looking for inspiration, really. And scrolling down the list, I saw copywriter. And I'll be perfectly honest, I thought, what's a copywriter? So
you and a lot of other people, yes.
I now know most people don't know what a copywriter is. I opened up the job advert and I had a read and I thought, that sounds, I've always enjoyed writing. I haven't done, novels or anything like that, but people have always said I'm quite articulate. I can put a good letter together. My role in the police, I'd have to write documents that would go off to court for trials and things like that. So I was quite good at writing in a concise way already. And I read about it and I thought, that sounds interesting. I remember when I was 16 at school and the careers advisor came around asking people what they wanted to do. And I don't really know why, but I said I was interested in advertising. And I said that and never did any more about it. But obviously, there was obviously something there.
16-year-old you knew what?
It predict the future.
Yeah, I just wish it had spoken to me a bit louder, a bit sooner. So I started looking into copywriting. I remember a real turning point for me was I Googled about copywriting or who makes good copywriter. And, Google shows you questions that other people have asked. Yeah. And one of the questions was, am I too old to become a copywriter at 40? Now, I'm a few years over 40. So I thought, okay, that's relevant. So I opened that site and it had a bullet point list of common characteristics of a copywriter. And I just went through that list and was going, yeah. It was like, that is me. Yeah. So then I started looking into it a bit more. I came across one of your podcasts and watched that and a couple of others. And from that went on to the CCA and ultimately signed up to do the CCA.
Yay!
So that's how I got to where I am.
Fascinating. That's very interesting. I don't think we've spoken with a student yet who came from a law enforcement background. But it makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I don't think so. But it does. It makes a lot of sense to from what I understand. To be totally honest, based on my viewing of police procedurals, there's a lot of paperwork. So there you go. Yeah.
Yeah. And listening.
And listening, yes.
Just the research that I did about it, I was I was just sort of like, this sounds like something I could do. I think something I'd be good at. I can put words together and
As you started learning, as you dug into the program and then started going through all the training and all that, was there anything that surprised you, or that you didn't expect?
Um, Probably one of the big things that surprised me, not so much from what I was going to have to do or anything like that, but realizing that this is something that every single business needs. And I don't think you can say that about many things. Whether from someone working at home by themselves to the biggest companies you can imagine, every single one of them needs, or certainly could do with, a copywriter to some extent. So yeah, that was a real eye opener of how important it is and the potential demand for it.
It's so funny, isn't it? You go from not knowing what one goes from not knowing what a copywriter is to all of a sudden realize and seeing it everywhere and having a full understanding that we are constantly swimming in a sea of copy, no matter where you are and when.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. When people say to me now, what do you do? And inevitably, you can't just sound a copywriter. You have to explain to them what you actually do. And wherever we are, if you're out in public, I'll just look around. I'll go, look, that over there, or that over there. And it's like you say, it's just all around you all the time, and you don't even realize it until you're on the lookout for it.
Yeah, what's it? Is it The Matrix, where it's once you take one of the pills, clearly have not seen the movie in a while, but your eyes are opened, I guess is a better way to say it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So yeah, that was a big surprise, I guess. And also I think from a personal point of view, how, as I thought I would, I did find, as I was going through the course, I was like, yeah, this feels like something not only I can do, but something I should be doing. It feels like I've got, not what is needed, that sounds arrogant, but I've got the skills required to do this work. So that was a good thing to realize.
Yeah, exactly.
I love that. Yeah. Did you balance that? I mean, as you found that, I imagine to some extent there's that excitement of, okay, like I like doing this, but was there anything that you were doing? You build your portfolio, you practice pieces, you have clients now, but throughout any of those stages, was it still challenging in any way for you? Or is it just like, okay, this is a good challenge? Or how did you approach that?
Yeah, I think obviously all of it is learning something new. It's a challenge always. It's not even if you take to something well, it doesn't mean it's easy. So yeah, there's obviously the challenges of going through the course and the modules, and you'd write something and put it, feeling really proud of yourself, and you'd put it on the Facebook group for a bit of critique. And obviously it's great that people came back and gave you that constructive feedback and everything. But yeah, it was interesting, the journey of, right, I think I've got this now. You put it out there and then people come back still with more.
There's always more. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that's what I've learned. I saw other people at the same time. I was seeing other people's posts that I was reading, and obviously they were more advanced through the course or their career than me, but I was reading it thinking, wow, that must be about perfect. And then one of you guys would chip in or something and still find something, still find a way it could be improved upon. So yeah, there's that. And I guess probably the other thing that I have struggled with is pitching, which is why I've chosen more, certainly for the moment, to go down the lines of networking to build up my business and make contacts and everything. So I'm definitely going to do pitching, but I haven't done a lot because I did some. And for me, I found it was a bit like I was brand new, hadn't done any work, feeling a little bit of imposter syndrome maybe. And then I went to networking and got quite quick results from that. So I was like, okay, I'm going to concentrate my efforts here for now. And it's, it's, at the moment it's working. So yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Tell us more about that. What is your process?
So with the networking, that really, it's really funny how one thing just grows from something so minor. I put so I'm telling you my life story here, but
Please, that's what you're here for. Bring it on.
I replied to someone on Facebook had said, does any small businesses need a free website? You just pay for hosting. We'll build you a 2-page website, etc. And I replied to that, and someone local, it was on a local business Facebook group, and someone replied to me saying, just watch out, so these things are quite often a scam, just be careful. So I just replied to her saying, okay, thanks for the heads up. And it turned out that she said, oh, so where are you based? And she said, oh, yeah, me too. I'm a virtual PA assistant. As two small local businesses, maybe we should get together and have a coffee. And my first thought was, why? But okay, yeah. So yeah, I agreed. And I was like, yeah, okay, we'll meet up for a coffee. So we did. And we had a chat, and she told me about a networking event that she sometimes goes to. It's just a small casual at a cafe. People turn up. The cafe opens early for us in the morning, and you turn up and you just mingle with other local business people, mainly small businesses. So I went along to that feeling nervous and scared and completely out of place, and got talking to a few people. And one of the ladies who was there said, I told her what they did, and she went, oh, you might be able to help me. I need my website writing, but I'm useless at that sort of thing. And there was that was my first paid job. And then she told me that there's a I don't think you have it in America, but there's a networking group called Bob, which is business over breakfast. Business over breakfast.
Oh, cute. I like it.
And she told me that it's nationwide, and she's starting a local one. Would I be interested in coming along? So I did. Ended up joining that. There's a yearly fee to join that, and it's every other week. And then someone else there told me about another networking group, which is a free one. So I go to that. And yeah, all of the work I've got so far has been through those networking groups. So, it's just funny how that one person reaching out on Facebook saying, come for a coffee, has led to everything that I'm doing now. So yeah, my advice to anyone is say yes to anything.
I love that.
Seriously.
But truly,
Yeah, especially starting out.
Yes.
Yeah. If someone offers you any kind of attention, I guess, any opportunity to meet or anything, just it's like that film Yes Man with Jim Carrey. Just say yes to everything.
So for people who are watching and listening, and thinking, oh, a networking group, that could be something good. What does a typical event, what usually happens at one of these events?
There's the first one that I went to that I was just speaking about is literally just you mingle in the cafe.
Okay.
You pay £10, and you for that you get a drink and a huge pastry of some sort, which is great at 7 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. I'm in.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to show up to the next one. Watch out.
And yeah, you literally just mingle and chat with other local business owners. You meet some really interesting people. You learn about their businesses. It's very much, I know you said on one of the videos in the CTA when you were talking about networking, and it's something I went with in mind, was don't be interesting, be interested. And that really works, is don't go in there with an agenda of I'm speaking to these people to get their business, because it doesn't work like that. It's about building relationships and connections. So that's that. Anyway, that's that particular one. The other one is more structured, the Bob meeting, in that there's about 30 to 40 members now. You have about half an hour of mingling at the start, and now we all know each other. It's not always just about business. It's how was your holiday? How's your other half doing? How are the kids? And you're getting to know each other again, building those relationships. The idea being that when you're not just, there isn't just the potential for business from the people in the room, it's their connections and the people they know. And if they can say to one of their connections or one of their relatives or friends, oh yeah, I know this guy who does whatever it is that you do, obviously copywriting in our case. It's not just, I know someone who's a copywriter. It's, I know someone who's a copywriter. He's a hopefully really nice guy, and I've known him for months now, and I recommend you get in contact with him. So that's the purpose of it. And this particular one, you have the mingling at the beginning. And then you all sit around, the table's laid out in like a U shape, and you sit and have breakfast, obviously chat to whoever you're with. And then after breakfast, everyone stands up and has a minute to speak about a minute or 2 minutes to speak about their business. So you just introduce yourself, who you are, what your business is. And then you can either say what it is that you do, but obviously after a few weeks, when it's predominantly the same people in the room, they know what you do. So it's good to tell a little story about maybe what you've done in the last 2 weeks since you last met up. I've had this client, or I've been working on this project, and so on. If I haven't got anything like that to say, I'm giving little copywriting tips, which again, to try and show the value I can add, but also B, to try and be memorable. If I just stand up and say the same thing every week, I'm Martin, I'm a copywriter, I do this, I do that, people are going to switch off from it. Whereas if I can say, you know what, if you're, some people loved it when I said how you see Facebook posts, and I said, remember, all people can see is the first 2 lines without clicking read more. And I said, use those 2 lines. Don't be, hi, I'm so-and-so, and I live here with my dogs, and I enjoy going for walks. I was like, get to the point, say in those 2 lines what it is you want them to read, and they'll click and read more. And I actually gave that advice to a friend who was starting a cleaning business, and she was doing the whole, hi, I'm Becky, I live here, I do that. And I said to her, just get to the point. And she did. And she got inundated with messages on Facebook from that one post. So yeah, anyway, I'm diverting. So
No, that's great.
It was just really good. It's really good to just stand there. And each week, I don't want to teach people how to copyright, otherwise then they're not going to use me. But it's just good, I think, to give those little tips and say, when you're doing this, just bear in mind this. If you're writing a headline for your website, do this. Because it just shows people, A, you know what you're talking about, and B, that actually maybe you could be valuable to them.
Exactly. That's
and
just what I
know you don't
thinking.
like pitching, but I feel like it's the same thing, right? Just with a real human connection in person. You're still coming with value. You're acting interested. You're not being salesy. So it's the same concepts, just applied in a different way.
Hey there, it's Nikki. I wanted to take a very quick minute to make sure that you knew about our free on-demand copywriting training. Now, whether you are brand new to copywriting or you've been doing it for a while, but you just can't seem to hit those income goals, this training is for you. You are going to learn the 3 secrets to landing freelance copywriting work without relying on frustrating job bidding sites like Upwork or Fiverr, or without cold calling strangers. And if you've watched any of the student success stories on this channel, and if you haven't yet, check them out. This is the exact same training that they all started with. And I mean students like Kate K, who is making 6 figures working part-time and retired her husband to help her build her business. Students like Stuart, who replaced his full-time salary, which was a good one, with his freelance income and then some. Stacy, who hit 6 figures in her first 6 months as a freelance copywriter, and Ashley, who landed the in-house copywriting job of her dreams. They all started with this free training, and you can start with this free training too. So sign up right now at freecopywritingtraining.com.
Exactly. It's pitching in person. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I'm just thinking of you in a room with you're all busy business owners. And when you're saying, those first 2 lines of a post or of a Facebook ad, that's the most important thing. You could just see people, I'm just imagining people going, oh, I've been making a mistake and I'm so busy. I don't have time to fix it myself. Gee, Martin, I didn't think I needed you, but actually it turns out I do. Yeah. I love it. Such a great tactic. Yeah.
So those seem to work quite well for getting people to remember you, and just showing your worth. And I think it is on the back of those sorts of things that I have got some of the business that I've got, because I think, well, I know one of the guys that has hired me to do some work said to me, I sat there week after week listening to you talking about copywriting, and he went, you persuaded me that actually you can help me, and that my business needs someone like you to help do those things. So for him, I've ended up doing his whole website rewrite, and he wants ongoing blogs and possibly some testimonial written and this sort of thing. So some of it's slightly out of technically copywriting, but
it's still work. We'll take it. Yeah.
Amazing.
That's great.
I'm curious if you consider yourself, just knowing people who are like, oh, networking, I have to show up in person. Do you consider yourself an extrovert, an introvert, or and just what tips do you have for people to kind of get over that?
Yeah.
Ooh.
I I think most people would say I'm not necessarily the most confident person. I think probably from my job as a police officer, obviously I had to put myself out there, stand in front of a crowd and
Yeah.
tell people what to do. And
Yeah.
you can't be shy in that job. But at the same time, doing that job is very much putting on a uniform and almost playing a role sometimes, even if
Yeah.
it's not your normal character. Whereas when you're in a room with a smaller group and you're not that authoritative figure, you haven't got that uniform to hide behind. So I would say I'm confident, but even still, going to these things the first time is scary. And you feel like you should be wearing a t-shirt saying, I don't belong here. You feel like it's because you go in and people are in little groups talking, and it would be so easy to just stand there on your own. I would say that everyone I've gone to, everyone is so friendly. It's really important to remember they are people. That's all they are. Most of them are small businesses, self-employed people. So it's not like going on Dragon's Den or something like that. So yeah, it's really just a case of having the confidence to just walk up to, if you see two or three people stood talking, just go and stand by them and just insert yourself into their conversation. Just stand there and listen for a minute. And at some point, there'll be something you can say. And they might just be talking about holidays or, the new car they've got or whatever. It's not all scary, high level business talk. It really isn't. So yeah, if you are the more introvert type, nervous type, it will be daunting. But in my experience with everyone I've gone to so far, everyone is so nice and so friendly. They've all been there for the first time, so they all know what that feels like. And if people do see someone just standing on their own a little bit, they will say, "Oh, hi, who are you? What do you do?" So yeah, it's really one of those things. You've just got to make yourself do it, but once you're there doing it, it's not as scary as you think it's going to be, like most things in life.
I
Yeah,
loved
I
your
love
point that everybody was new at some
Mm,
point. I think it's so easy for us to be like, but everybody knows each other. But there was a certain point when each one of those people walked into a room and thought the same thing and went,
yeah,
oh, I don't know anybody. I love that. And then too, once you go to one meeting, then after you're at the next meeting, you can be the person who, if a new person walks in, you can be the person to say, oh, hi, how are you? You
yeah,
know?
absolutely. Yeah. And I have found, because they're all obviously in the local area, you start seeing the same faces
Yeah.
at each one. So you'll go to a new one and there'll be two or three people there that you met at the last one. So yeah, the first time is the hardest. And after that, it gets easier every single time you do it.
Yes,
I love your
absolutely.
point about the uniform though and wearing that. I never thought of that concept. And I feel like we could all just put on our copywriting uniform and
Mm,
pretend, like this is
yeah,
I feel like you have to psych
yeah,
yourself up a little more than
yeah.
a police
There's
uniform, but
there's a little bit of fake it till you make it, isn't
yeah,
there?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, a
I
little.
I got business cards made, obviously, because it's good to have them. I don't force them upon people. If they
Hmm.
ask for it, I'll give it to them. And, good to ask for other people's as well.
Yeah.
I also, and what you were just saying about the uniform, obviously I dress smart, sort of smart casual. I put on a shirt and jeans or something like that. And I also have a lanyard with my name. Some of the places have like stickers that you can write your name and
Hmm.
your job
Yeah.
title on or something like that. But I've got a lanyard with just my name, copywriter, so that again, I think it just gives you that little bit of confidence, makes you feel a bit official, which gives
Yeah.
you that confidence of, right, I've got my lanyard on, I'm in
Yeah.
copywriting mode. And yeah, you're not the same person you were when you walked out the door at home.
Well,
Love that.
I think that's another thing where you're doing people a favor when you put on a lanyard with your name and with your like I don't know what it is about me. I can walk into a room where I know it just happened this past weekend. I brought a friend with me to a party and I know all these people. I've known these people for 10 years, but as soon as I have to introduce them to someone, my mind goes blank and I think, "Oh my God, I talk to you once a week and I can't think of your," and they're not going to care, of course, but my
Yeah,
point is that by putting that lanyard on, it's then people don't have to go, "Oh God, Martin, was it Martin or was it," it's just you're just making everybody's lives easier, and you're making it so much easier to approach you. And then there's automatically, just by saying copywriter, there's automatically a topic. It's either, oh, what is a copywriter, which, we hear, or, oh, like it's, I think I just really want to call that out, because it is kind of like, all right, this is my uniform. But at the same time, on the other side of it, to your point that it's all people, you're actually doing people a favor with just that simple addition to your networking uniform. Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So what kinds of projects are you working on now? Are there any that you're like, we really want to get my hands into this kind of project? What's the future looking like for you? Present and future, I guess.
Present at the moment, I've done a few websites, and I'm currently doing 2 more.
Oh, cool.
I did a website for a lady who runs a dating agency, which was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed that one because it was obviously copywriting, but also in such a way that, I guess, trying to connect with the reader, which I know obviously we should do with all our copywriting, but it's, I guess, because relationships, love, it's something most of us will experience or want to experience. So it was really interesting writing about that and trying to pull on those heartstrings maybe, or trying to really sort of portray a vision of what people would get if they joined this dating agency. So that was good. So yeah, I've done a number of websites. I've done a couple of flyers, one for travel agents, and I've got a few of those are going to lead to regular work with wanting blogs done. Some people have got sort of 3 or 4 projects that they want me to do. So it's like, right, get my website done, then you can do some blogs, then you can do these flyers I want done. Then this is all one particular client, and then I want you to do some emails that I can send out to the. So that's obviously the type of client you really want, that repeat business. Yeah, so they're good. I've always had a real interest in property. In the past, I've renovated some properties and so on. So I was really excited when I've had 2 estate agents, as we call them, you call them realtors?
Yeah, realtors, real estate agents.
Yeah. Yes, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. I've had 2 approach me. One for a website, right, and again, blogs, and one wanting, again, perhaps not copywriting, but I think I could turn it into copywriting, to do the property descriptions.
Yes.
And
yes.
she
think that's genius. I don't know why more estate agents / real estate agents don't do that. It's genius.
Yeah, some of them are so bad.
Yes.
She deals with higher end properties, sort of most of them around or over the £1 million mark, which doesn't always get you an awful lot around here. But yeah, she has had some lovely properties. She does these really gorgeous brochures and has got an amazing photographer. They look great. And she said, and she's right, that what lets them down is the copy. And yeah, like my first thought was, is that copywriting? I thought, well, no, yeah, it is, because I'm still selling the dream of living in this house, and what this house and the area the house is in has to offer you as a family or couple or what have you. So having already had interest in property, that's something. She's got a little bit of a cash flow problem at the minute, so she's trying to sort that out. So it's on the back burner, but she does keep saying to me, I do want you to do this. So hopefully that would come to fruition.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
I know. Do you think you'd get to go into the houses?
I told her I need to, because I need to.
You just want to see them. Yeah.
I mean, it is different to experience it. Yeah, exactly. That's so smart.
I said, I was like, look, if you want me to really, sell these, because that's what I'll be doing, it'll really help if I can see them and have a look around them and, try out the swimming pool and all that sort of thing.
I was going to like,
just write it right from the house. Yeah, like their Wi-Fi is connected, right? So
I might need to stay overnight.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, really get the experience.
Yeah. Let the inspiration really seep in. Yeah.
So that would be really good. I've also got a lady who I'm doing her website at the moment, and again, going to be doing some other stuff. She put me in contact with someone she knows who owns by all accounts at this stage, very successful marketing company. And I met up with him for a coffee, and he said he's got someone that does everything: social media, graphics, videos, etc., etc., etc. And he said, what I don't have is a copywriter. So I sat there and told him the benefits of having a freelance copywriter as opposed to an employed copywriter. And he completely agreed with that. And yeah, at the minute he outsources his copywriting, and he said he's really worried because the company he does that with do everything else he does. So he's worried that they could say to his customers, look, you might as well just come to us, we'll do it all. So he's just, everything, I keep thinking everything's on the back burner. He's just moving offices at the moment. So he said, once we're in our new office, come and meet the team, and we'll have some business to put away. He even asked me if, I don't say this to boast, by the way, I'm just trying to show people, I want people to know what these things can lead to.
Yeah.
He said to me, if you needed to, would you take on, he said, if your workload got so much that you needed help, would you take someone else on? And I just thought, are you going to give me that much work? I'm going to have to take someone else on. So
I could be persuaded.
Yeah.
For the right price.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So yeah, just, exciting and scary, but exciting that these things are happening quickly, to be honest. I only signed up for CCA last March. So it's not even 18 months yet. So
that's great.
Yeah, it's going good.
Oh, I love
good
it.
For you. Congratulations. Because I know you've shared some bits of kind of the timeline in the group of I feel like you did the thing, built the portfolio, so so it's not surprising to me, I guess, is all that's to say. Like, yes, it's fast, and I know everyone's on a kind of different timeline, but you took the steps.
Yeah. I did what you told me to do. So thank you.
Well, thank you for actually doing it. It's I think it's you're having such great success, and you obviously deserve it. But I think it's at the same time, and I don't want this to come out the wrong way, but it's you did what you needed to do. It's not like it required some kind of magic, or it required some kind of wild luck or something like that. I mean, there was some serendipity with meeting with the woman and then going to the networking groups, but you just have consistently done what needs to be done. And then from there, you're building a fantastic business and supporting all of these other local business owners around you. I think that's wonderful.
Yeah, feels good. It's good feeling. It's not making my millions just yet, but
well, I mean, you're only 18 months in. Okay.
We'll check in another 18 months.
Yeah.
Oh, Nikki, why is this working for me yet?
Oh no.
But then I take it still feels, kind of when you started and you were saying you were digging in and like, oh, this feels right. I hope that it now really still feels right.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, it's I'm enjoying doing it. It's really the people I'm meeting are really interesting. It's really interesting learning about different companies and industries. Yeah, just learning. I'm doing a website for a lady who does HR at the moment, human resources. Not the most exciting subject, but I'm learning about something that I otherwise wouldn't have known much about. That's good, and obviously doing the writing is good as well. So
it is. It's fun, isn't it, to dig in, to be like, all right, let me learn more about this. And all of a sudden you have this piece of information that will do very well at trivia nights.
You go to parties and people are like, why do you know about that? And it's like, well, I had a client this one time.
Well, Martin, this has been so fun. Just an absolute pleasure to hear about your story. And if somebody's listening and they're thinking, I also would like Martin's help with my work, where can people find you?
So my website is onpointcopywriting.uk. That will tell everyone all about me, and my portfolios on there and everything like that.
Love it. Excellent. And then I guess maybe just if someone is listening in and thinking, ooh, I'm kind of interested in copywriting too. I was always the one who was good at writing. What advice would you give them if they're kind of starting to think about it?
Do it. Yeah.
And he's concise.
As Nike says, just do it.
Yeah. No, I think if it's something you're thinking about, do your research, look into it. I didn't do loads of research. Don't procrastinate on it too much. But yeah, if you think you might be interested, I watched some of some of the podcasts that you guys had done, did a little bit of reading just about copywriting generally. And then, yeah, when I read about the CCA course, I jumped right in. So far, it's given me everything I wanted. It's given me a job I'm enjoying. Like I say, I'm meeting interesting people, doing interesting things, and the freedom that I wanted of being self-employed. You know, like just today, I got up in the morning and I did a few hours of writing, and then was able to go out with my other half. And she wanted to go to the shops, so off we went to the shops for a few hours. And when you're employed, and you can't do that, so yeah, it gives you the lifestyle you want as well. So lots of reasons to do it.
Absolutely.
Well, I love that. What a good, it just, I think, showing one day in your life of like that it can be, and that can be every day. It doesn't have to be. Yeah, it's so cool.
Yeah.
Well, Martin, thank you again so much for being here with us. We'll have to do a what's the word I'm looking for? Kate, catch up. We'll have to, yes. It's not a difficult word, but I couldn't find it. We'll have to schedule a catch up so we can see how your business has progressed over the next several months and years as well.
Yeah, that'd be great. I just want to say thank you to both of you for Nikki for putting the CCA together, and for all your advice, support, and the ongoing support as well. It's really important to, there's so many courses out there that you do the course and that's that. And I think what you guys have built is incredible. And the support you give people is really, really good. So yeah, well done, and thank you.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you for being a part of it. Truly.
Pleasure.
And with that, we will catch you all in the next episode. Bye, everybody.
Like what you heard? Hit subscribe so you never miss a video. And if you're ready to take the first step toward becoming a copywriter yourself, sign up for a free video training right here.